Hello all of you beautiful people, Jules here for WhatCulture.com, and today I want to talk to you about the Incredible Hulk. Now this guy, well, he definitely makes an impact whenever he lands on the scene, quite literally in fact, smashing things apart with wanton abandon. But the thing is, as scary as the original or vanilla Hulk is, there's actually tons more versions that are even stronger than this. I know, pretty scary, right? Well, gather round and let's pray for safety, as I'm Jules, this is WhatCulture.com, and these are the 10 strongest forms of the Hulk. Number 10. Hulk 2099. The Hulk in Marvel's 2099 universe, otherwise known as Earth number 928, is very different from his 20th century predecessor. In 2099, John Eisenhart worked as a studio executive for Lotus Land Productions, which is where he researched a nomadic cult called the Knights of Banner. The cult worshipped the Hulk and wanted to recreate him in the 22nd century. They experimented with gamma rays, and Eisenhart wanted to get their story for an upcoming movie, but they refused. Eventually, he joined the Knights, and when their gamma device detonated, he was caught in the blast, transforming him into a new Hulk. Like his predecessor, his strength augments with rage, and his baseline is slightly higher than Banner's. He's nearly invulnerable and has a healing factor that rivals that of Wolverine. In the beginning, Eisenhart could control his transformations and was able to completely retain his intellect, though he was significantly more enraged in that form. Eventually, the psyches of both forms separated into two distinct beings, and rage became the Hulk's dominant attribute. Number 9. Ultimate Hulk. Over in Earth number 1610, otherwise known as the Ultimate Universe, there exists a Hulk, and he is considerably more brutal than any other incarnation. Ultimate Hulk is a being of pure rage, and he utilizes the base emotions that Banner tends to repress, but unfortunately this tends to see him going too far, and the Ultimates have to try and rein him in. The Ultimate Hulk is otherwise similar to most versions of the Hulk in that he has an unlimited strength level, which is determined by his rage. He also possesses a great degree of invulnerability, has superhuman hearing, stamina, durability, speed, and of course healing. While this Hulk has fought alongside the Ultimates, he's barely in control compared to other heroes, and as such, it's actually easier to say that he's a bit of a villain due to this behavior. Number 8. The End. In one possible future for the Marvel Universe, the Hulk exists as the last living person on Earth. There aren't many animals and absolutely no people remaining on the planet, and the Hulk finds himself where he wanted to be for so long, finally alone. Or maybe that's not entirely accurate, seeing as Bruce Banner is actually still there, and granted he was a suppressed psyche at this point since the Hulk remained in control of their shared body, and the Hulk shared this world with only its dominant life form, which was some type of mutated cockroach, which swarmed across the world eating whatever they found. This included the Hulk, and despite all of his strength and durability, the roaches were able to eat large portions of his body. Eventually, Bruce Banner dies when the Hulk is still in control of their body. He sensed their loss and realized that a change back to Banner would actually kill him as well. This gave him some comfort momentarily, but then he realized that he was truly alone with the thought, and ended with, Hulk, strongest one there is. Hulk, only one there is. Hulk feels cold. Number 7. Mindless Hulk. The Hulk has always been attached to Bruce Banner, and in a way they are one in the same character. Banner's anger fuels the transformation into the Hulk, and the angrier he gets, the greater the beast's strength. And there isn't a known limit to this strength, and the Hulk has gone pretty mad over the years. Still, while the Hulk is attached to Bruce, there is some level of control, but when the two were separated, the Hulk becomes completely mindless. Without Banner's mind hanging out inside the Hulk's head, there was absolutely no control in terms of the level of Hulk's strength. Fortunately, it turned out that Hulk and Banner couldn't survive for long once separated, and while the mindless Hulk achieved a level of strength that few on this list could hope to obtain, the two had to be rejoined eventually. When this happened, the mindless Hulk became a thing of the past, but for a moment, he was the strongest being in the Marvel Universe. Number 6. Red Hulk. When the Red Hulk first showed up on the scene in the Marvel Universe, it wasn't clear who he was. This was an incredible new Hulk, but more than that, he had a special power. You see, the Red Hulk could absorb energy from other things around him. This meant that any Hulks who went up against him would have their gamma radiation sapped just by being in close proximity to him. The more radiation that he pulled into himself, the more powerful he became, all the while his enemies were getting weaker. He could even absorb the power cosmic from the Silver Surfer, so Red Hulk was definitely dangerous. Eventually, it was revealed that the Red Hulk was none other than General Thaddeus E. Thunderbolt Ross, and he was as formidable as he was angry. In his first fight against the less than than Jolly Green Giant, he absolutely stomped him. When they went for a rematch, he quickly learned that being able to siphon away someone's energy didn't work as well against somebody who became angrier the more that he fought. Hulk's anger grew faster than Red Hulk could take on his energy, and ultimately it overwhelmed him with his ever-growing strength. Number 5. Old Man Hulk. In the first Old Man Logan storyline, it was revealed that Bruce Banner / Hulk had gone a bit batty when the bad guys took over the world. He decided that the best thing to do was get his cousin pregnant since she could handle his seed, and then formed a gang. The Hulk gang was comprised entirely of Hulk's children and grandchildren, but seeing as they were all the product of an incestuous relationship, they weren't all there. Ultimately, Wolverine pops his claws and kills the Hulk gang, which brought him to the doorstep of Old Man Hulk. In this timeline, Banner had grown to be as strong as the Hulk was originally, and when he transformed, he became a massive hulking monster, larger than any previous Hulk incarnation. Ultimately, his strength didn't help him, though, in his fight against Wolverine. Old Man Logan let the Hulk eat him, and once inside, he tore his way out, killing Old Man Hulk in the process. Number 4. Maestro. While Old Man Hulk presents a horrific view of the future, another possible future sees the Hulk evolve into a being known as Maestro. In Future Imperfect, the modern merged Hulk finds himself taken to the future where he meets himself, but this time he's far more powerful and far more insane. Maestro has become the ruler of Earth, but only after he's killed every other superpowered person that he could find, be they ally or enemy. With nobody left to oppose him, he took the throne and proceeded to go mad. Maestro's base level of strength is far higher than modern Hulk, but unlike his younger self, he has a limit on how enraged he can become. His insanity actually keeps him from going into the full rage monster, but even with that limitation, he is still easily one of the strongest Hulks of all time. Number 3. World Breaker Hulk. Before Marvel's Civil War kicked off, the Illuminati tricked the Hulk into being fired into space. He was meant to be blasted away to a secret planet to live out a peaceful existence, but unfortunately things didn't work out that way, and the Hulk ended up becoming a gladiator on the violent world of Sakaar. He fought his way up the ranks and became the ruler of the planet. It was finally looking like the Hulk might actually find peace here, but this spaceship that brought him in actually then exploded. And because it appeared that his wife was killed in the blast, the Hulk hopped onto a new starship and flew right back to Earth. When he arrived, he was indescribably strong. He was able to easily defeat the members of the Illuminati, and the only person who could come close to stopping him was Sentry, who also, lest we not forget, had the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns. The two fought and cracked the crust of the Earth before finally knocking each other out. Number 2. Unipower Hulk. Over the years, the Unipower of Captain Universe has found its way back to Bruce Banner and the Hulk a couple of times. The first time that this happened, the two were separated, and Banner received the Unipower instead of the Hulk. He even faced off against his green alter ego while empowered. More recently, though, in Captain Universe number 1, the power found its way to the Hulk while he was in control of their body. Both entities were then given the Unipower, with the Hulk's skin turned blue. While in possession of the Unipower, the Hulk is able to calm himself down much more easily, which saves quite a lot on property damage. The Hulk may be the strongest that there is, but then adding in this cosmic component and he goes from being the strongest on Earth to being the strongest in the cosmos. Of course, it wasn't to last, and the power left him shortly after helping him defeat a bunch of robots, but for a brief moment, the Hulk was easily one of the strongest beings in the universe. And number 1, Immortal Hulk. Bruce Banner and the Hulk have been through quite a lot in the Marvel Universe, and over the course of 50 plus years, they've died and been reborn a lot. Because of this, Devil Hulk managed to seal the Hulk's many incarnations away to become the dominant Hulk persona. Just as he did in the beginning, the Hulk only came out at sunset, and when he does, he's all but unstoppable. He is limited to appearing only at night, but that's about the only limitation there is on the Immortal Hulk because he is insanely OP. In addition to his strength and other Hulk abilities, Immortal Hulk can emit massive bursts of gamma radiation, which can literally topple mountains. This version of the Hulk is easily the strongest to ever appear in the normal canon of Earth 616, and his name is pretty apt. There's no real way to stop or kill the Immortal Hulk, and his intellect isn't limited like it was in previous incarnations. That makes him cunning, ruthless, and utterly unstoppable. And there we go, my friends. Those were the 10 strongest forms of the Hulk. I hope you enjoyed that, and please let me know what you thought about it down in the comments section below. If you want to chat to me further about all things to do with TV, film, video games, wrestling, anything else, you can do so over on Twitter at RetroJ with a 0. As always, I've been Jules. You have been awesome. Never forget that, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.